Unmasked strap hanger berated an older woman on a Q train in an apparent dispute over his lack of a face covering, according to video. I picked up on this. I found this while being at Willie D's YouTube website, and so I went to look at it for myself. So I'm going to read this to you. An unmasked strap hanger berated an older woman on a Q train in an apparent dispute over his lack of a face covering, according to video. I wish the police would come and give you a $50 fine. The woman can be heard telling the man at the outset of the updated video, which was filmed by an Instagram user and posted to the site Monday. You know, also, she should have been. Masks are required on public transit by federal law. In New York, refusing to mask up on MTA trains and buses is a $50 violation. The man replies with a mocking squeal as he leans over the lady. I'm so afraid. The woman replies, please get away from me, sir. This spurs her adversary to chant 1776 for the year America was founded. Respect your elders, she fires back, to which he replies, I respect freedom. MTA acting chairman Janno Lieber on Monday called the man completely out of line. This is outrageous. Number one, the guy is a jerk. Every New Yorker who gets on the subway knows one of the first principles is you treat other people respectfully, Lieber said when asked about the video during an unrelated press conference in the Bronx. This is an incredible, egregious violation of basic human respect, he said. The MTA's most recent survey of subway mask usage, conducted July 26 to August 6, found that 14% of riders were not wearing face coverings, according to the authority's website, up from just 2% in surveys conducted in March, April, and May. That's interesting. We've had great success with mask compliance, Lieber insisted. We're going to make sure that mask compliance happens. We're not going to yield any ground to people who want to bring whatever political ideology or theory they have into our system. And that appears to be the end of it. Okay, so that's it. Okay, once again, I was looking at Willie D's YouTube video on the subway rider who was acting like a jerk. And I went to another article that's still talking about the mask and the coronavirus restrictions, and I want to read it to you. So pay attention, because here it is. The name of the article is Mask Shaming Erupts as Latest Battle Over Coronavirus Restrictions. Psychology, conflicting rules, misinformation, and anxiety fueling bad behavior and violence, the experts say. As a culture war rages across this wonderful nation over whether to wear protective masks, closer to home, the battle is spilling over into store aisles and shopping center parking lots with alarming frequency and at times violent consequences. Los Angeles police this week announced the arrest of two brothers who allegedly assaulted store employees and a security guard who attempted to escort them from a Target and Van Nuys for refusing to wear a mask. The guard sustained a broken arm in the brawl captured on video that has since gone viral. Elsewhere in Southern California, many are reporting hostile encounters with complete strangers over face coverings. The latest line of demarcation in the polarizing debate over stay-at-home orders and moves to reopen the economy. And the dispute has exposed the confusion that exists over the effectiveness of masks to combat the spread of coronavirus and the patchwork of government and retail requirements over their usage. For 17-year-old Mia Walls, a resident of Spring Valley Lake near Victorville, that boundary was crossed during a frightening incident on May 7th. Walls, who didn't have a mask because hers was at home being laundered, had just parked her pink 1994 Ford Probe and was entering a local post office to pick up a package containing the cap and gown she intended to wear for her senior class portrait. Walls, who is white, said she opened the door for a middle-aged African-American man who was wearing a head covering, a protective mask, sunglasses, and black gloves. She added that after entering the post office, the man walked behind her and murmured that white people don't wear masks. We then both separated and I brushed it off, Walls said. But they soon met up again on the way out of the post office. Walls said the man's disparaging racial comments intensified as he followed her halfway to her parked car. Mortified and shaken, she got inside the vehicle and broke down. I was hysterical, said Walls, who immediately phoned her mom and best friend. It was scary. I am the last person to be racist toward anyone. It was heartbreaking. Coincidentally, 55-year-old Stephanie Gowland of Huntington Beach was also heckled in a parking lot late last month. She pulled her Toyota RAV4 into a parking space at Starter Brothers grocery store at Huntington Beach, put on a mask, pulled on a pair of pink gloves honoring breast cancer survivors, and got out of her car. Gowland had only walked a few feet when a woman standing nearby suddenly began shouting at her. "What are you afraid of? The virus?" the woman asked sarcastically. She was laughing at me like I was some sort of freak. Beverly Young, and 63-year-old Anaheim Hills resident, was shopping at a Costco last week in Yorba Linda when a customer tried to enter the store without a mask before she was stopped by an employee. When the woman acknowledged she didn't have a covering, the worker handed her one. The woman put it on, took a few steps, and then pulled it down around her neck, said Young, who was stunned. She did it on purpose. It wouldn't have hurt her to wear it. Psychology and the pandemic. Mixed messages from government leaders about the extent of the health threat from coronavirus misinformation gleaned from social media and anxiety are likely factors fueling the bad behavior, said Wright, a clinical psychologist and senior director of healthcare innovation for the American Psychological Association. This is an incredible situation that none of us expected to have to deal with, she said. Some people resist authority because of control aversion, defined as the urge to be an asshole against control of one's own decisions, Wright said. People who are angry and frustrated tend to act out, she added. Coronavirus 19 mask provides a level of anonymity for bad actors, and inconsistent messaging about the virus, perpetuated by social media, fuels anxiety and distrust, according to Wright. For example, 2 months ago, we were saying the masks don't help, and now we're saying they can help, she said, adding those on both sides of the COVID-19 debate tend to gravitate to information that reinforces their beliefs. Research from the SARS outbreak of 2003 and Ebola epidemic of 2013 has shown there is a much better mental health outcome when messaging from leaders is consistent, clear, and based in science, Wright said. Conflicting rules, contributing to the confusion and anxiety felt by some, are Southern California's hodgepodge of COVID-19 policies and regulations governing face masks that vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction and store to store. Los Angeles County requires all employees at essential businesses as well as their customers to wear face coverings. Long Beach and Pasadena, which have their own health departments, and the city of Los Angeles have adopted similar orders. Those who visit Los Angeles County beaches as they reopen also have to wear face coverings. In Riverside County, rules governing COVID-19 masks have changed several times. On March 31st, Dr. Cameron Kaiser, the county's public health officer, merely requested that residents cover their faces in public. Then, just 4 days later, he ordered everyone in the sprawling county from Corona to the Colorado River to wear coverings that include bandanas, scarves, or neck gaiters whenever they leave home. Under pressure from a growing chorus of residents who have developed a distaste for the coverings, the Riverside County Board of Supervisors unanimously requested that the mandate be rescinded. As a result, wearing a mask in public is now a recommendation, not a requirement. San Bernardino County has a similar evolution. After initially recommending face coverings in early April, Dr. Erin Gustafson, the county's acting health officer, formally ordered all residents to wear them outside of their residence. But that order was amended earlier this month and presently only recommends that residents wear masks. The changes in Riverside and San Bernardino come after the sheriffs of both counties made it clear they had no intention of enforcing face mask mandates. Orange County requires face coverings for all essential business employees and recommends that people wear them in public. Let me read that again. Orange County requires face coverings for all essential business employees and recommends that people wear them in public. Fullerton, Buena Park, Costa Mesa, Seal Beach, and Laguna Beach all require essential business employees and customers to wear masks. Some stores more restrictive. To further complicate matters, some businesses have adopted stringent face mask rules that supersede orders imposed by municipalities. Last week, retail giant Costco, in a bold move that has drawn praise from some and the threat of a boycott from others, took a hardline approach, requiring customers to wear face coverings at stores nationwide. We know some members may find this inconvenient or even objectionable, but under the circumstances, we believe the added safety is worth any inconvenience. Costco President Craig Jelinek said in a statement. This is not simply a matter of personal choice. A face covering protects not just the wearer, but others too. In short, we believe this is the right thing to do under the current circumstances. Target, another major retailer, complies with all local regulations governing the use of protective masks by its employees and customers, according to spokesman Connor Schmaltz. We're providing team members with high-quality disposable face masks and gloves to wear at work and encouraging healthy hygiene habits as guided by the Centers for Disease Control, he said in an email. If a guest doesn't have one where they're required, they will be reminded of the policies from our team members. Officials with 7-Eleven said many of its stores in Southern California, particularly those in Orange County, are operated by franchisees who are obligated to comply with all federal, state, and local laws. 7-Eleven is closely monitoring state and local regulations in relation to COVID-19, the company said in a statement. We will continue to remind franchisees of the importance of ensuring their employees are following all state and local regulations and respectfully ask that customers do the same. Walmart said it also encourages customers to wear face coverings and ostensibly requires them in cities where local orders are in effect. Now, many frustrated and angry. To get a glimpse of the frustration and consternation many in Southern California are feeling regarding COVID-19 face masks, one only has to turn to Facebook. A post earlier this week from the Southern California News Group on several community group pages in Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties aimed at gauging public sentiment about masks generated more than 900 replies. I believe that wearing a mask is my choice, one person replied, and I don't wear one unless I'm in a situation that I feel is necessary. I won't be bullied or shamed into it. Another replied with similar sentiments. Should we all stop driving cars because cars kill? Should we ban cigarettes and alcohol, fatty foods? The person asked. There are dangers of participating in this thing we call life. I am not responsible for yours. You are not responsible for mine. Still, another Facebook user offered a competing thought. Yes, to wearing a mask out in public, the individual wrote. The science supports it. Regardless of the debate, face masks, social distancing, hand washing, and other safeguards remain as the best defense against COVID-19, according to Dr. Graciela Faid, an infectious disease physician at Kaiser Permanente Riverside and Moreno Valley Medical Centers. Cloth masks might be a little inconvenience, he added. In the big scheme, wearing a mask prevents infection. And I have read enough. That's it. Okay, thank you very much.